what are the zeros of a function? Allison, will you read this for me, please?
The zero is a number then you substitute it for a variable makes your equation equal to zero.
Ok, así de fácil. So, what is a zero? Un cero es cuando tienes una ecuación y quieres que todo te dé cero, le vas a poner un número. Y ese número se llama el cero de la función. Por ejemplo, Eric, for x más 1, ¿qué número le podría poner a x para que todo me salga en cero?
-1.
Muy bien. So then you say that the zero is -1 for this particular function. In the function x plus 1, the equation x plus 1, if you put a -1, ¿verdad? -1 plus 1, that'll give you 0. Perfect. Jose Eduardo, for x squared minus 4, if I want everything to come out to be 0, what should I put there in the x? -2, right? And +2. Because if I put -2 squared, it's going to give me 4 minus 4 is 0. And if I put 2 squared, it's going to be 2 squared, which is 4 minus 4 is 0. That is the zeros of a function. Pero se pone más complicado. You can't see it that well when you look at something like this. If I asked you, Allison, can you give me the zeros of that function right away? You would probably say, no, Mr. Millan, that's a big function. Pardon me, I apologize. Right, if I gave you this function right here, x squared plus 7x plus 12, and I told you find me the zeros, that's not that easy, right? Definitely not like this one, x plus 1, right? So what do? That's when you use the magic F word. You go ahead and factor, okay, the heck out of that particular equation so that you can make it nice and small, okay? All right, so just so you can see there, Jose Luis, will you read this for me, please?
For quadratic functions, zeros can often be found by factoring. If not, zeros are always found by using the quadratic equation.
Right, and so some of you already listening might be like, well, what about imaginary zeros? Yeah. We'll get there we'll get there later. Okay, right now we're keeping it simple. All right, so again, ¿qué es una ecuación cuadrática? Karime, what is a quadratic equation? I'm using that word a lot, but what does that mean? It'll always make you sound smart in any conversation if you say, quadratic equation, right? So if you guys need a way to help yourselves feel smart, just go ahead and say that to yourself over and over again. So what is a quadratic equation? Okay, but what does a quadratic, it actually comes from Spanish, quadratic, cuadrada, dos, right, very good. Quadratic means 2. It means that this guy has an exponent of 2. It means that the equation's biggest exponent is 2. So cuando decimos una ecuación cuadrática, it means an equation where something is squared. The x more than